Hey everyone, it's the Diplomat, and we are on part 22 of the Chris Watts Discovery Read-Through, beginning on page 452. Before we get started, I just wanted to cover a few things. One is, I did get some good feedback about handwritten notes, so I will try to get through those as best as possible, and even try to go over those first before the reports when those come up. So that was some good feedback that I appreciate. Any other feedback that you all may have on going through this, if there's certain things that you prefer I could do a little differently, a little faster on certain parts, whatever the case may be, please let me know. I'm very open to feedback. I try to read it, and I'm very willing to try different things. So we are here on the interview with Christina. This is a friend of Shanann's and also a colleague for many years. The date here was August 15th at 10:30, done by Hassenstab. And the synopsis reads, on August 15, 2018, I, Kellen Hassenstab, began assisting Frederick Police Department on a missing person investigation. I was assigned to call Christina, an associate of Shanann. Action taken. I reached Christina via telephone at approximately 10:30 a.m. She agreed to speak with me regarding Shanann. I spoke with Christina via my work cell phone, and the conversation was not recorded. Christina told me she has known Shanann for approximately 14 years, and they used to work together in North Carolina. Previously, Christina said she flew out to Colorado in August 2017 and stayed with Shanann in the Watts' home for 2 months, while Shanann was recovering from a surgery. The last time Christina saw Shanann in person was June of 2018 in San Diego. They spoke on the phone on Friday, August 10th, 2018. During our phone conversation, Christina referenced numerous text messages Shanann sent her regarding her marriage to Chris. On August 16th, I received digital image files via email from Christina which contained screenshots of the messages. As a result, 89 image files of text messages are attached to this report. The text message string appears to start when Shanann is on vacation in North Carolina and ends with a message from Christina to Shanann on the day she disappeared. Please review those text message images for full details of the information Shanann provided to Christina. Christina told me Shanann told her during Shanann's recent trip to North Carolina, Chris came to visit her and there were problems. Christina advised Shanann said Chris would not hug or kiss her, appeared to be only focused on food, and it was a rough time overall. Prior to this, Christina perceived that the marriage between Shanann and Chris was very good and described it as a model relationship. Regarding the marriage and relationship, Christina perceived that Shanann was in charge of the house, as she was very organized and he would do whatever she told him to do. Christina described Shanann as OCD, in quotes, in the way the household operated. In recent weeks, Christina described Shanann as being increasingly frustrated with Chris's behavior and their marriage. Shanann told Christina that Chris left to sleep on a couch during an argument, and they were also arguing about who wanted the new baby. Shanann was pregnant. Shanann told Christina that Chris would not, quote-unquote, fight back during arguments and was distant. Shanann said Chris was being a, quote-unquote, asshole and refused to have sexual relations with her after she returned from North Carolina. According to Christina, Shanann described that she doesn't know Chris anymore and was scared about how Chris was going to respond to the new baby in the household. Additionally, Chris told Shanann that they were no longer compatible, according to what Christina was told. Christina described her perception that the Watts family had financial problems. Christina said the Watts were living above their means and said Shanann was concerned about the expense of buying food during the recent period that Christina lived with them. Christina detailed the events of August 13, 2018. She was called by Nikki, a mutual friend of Shanann and her. She was on the phone with Nicole during the time Nicole went to the Watts home to try to locate Shanann before calling Chris at work. Christina told me she believed Chris's reported behaviors on August 13th are inconsistent with his past behavior. In particular, Christina said Chris never backed his truck to the garage during the 2 months she lived there. She said he was always parked to the left of the front door and always left the house out of the front door. Christina told me Shanann wouldn't have left the house without medication and sandals and would not have missed the first day of kindergarten for the kids. Christina believed the missing person report regarding Shanann was 100% out of character and said Shanann has plenty of friends and places to go. Christina also had knowledge Shanann was planning a weekend trip to Aspen with Chris for the weekend after she went missing, August 18 to 19. Furthermore, according to Christina, Chris had agreed to go to marriage counseling with Shanann. Nothing further. So as you can see, her friends were all over this. Chris really underestimated Shanann's connection. Maybe he didn't understand it. But this group, was very tight, very conversational with one another, and so it did not take long for them to all figure out that something was not right. Okay, next we have another CBI investigation or interview, this one with Cindy. This is on August 15th at 11:35, also by Hassenstab. Synopsis. On August 15th, Kellen Hassenstab began assisting FPD on a missing person investigation. I was assigned to call Cindy, an associate of Shanann. Okay, action taken. Prior to the phone call, I was advised Cindy was in contact with Shanann over the weekend at a work conference in Scottsdale, Arizona. I called Cindy on my work cell phone. The phone conversation was not recorded. I reached Cindy at approximately 11:35, and she agreed to speak with me regarding Shanann. Cindy said Shanann arrived in the morning of Friday, August 10th, 2018, and that the work conference for Lavelle/Thrive occurred at an Embassy Suites hotel in Scottsdale. Cindy's primary contact with Shanann occurred on Sunday evening, August 12, 2018, when they went to dinner at approximately 5 p.m. prior to dropping Shanann and Watt's friend Nicole off at the airport to fly home to Denver. During the dinner on Sunday evening, Cindy said Shanann confided in her that she and Chris were having marital difficulties. Cindy recalled that Shanann told her that after Shanann returned home from a vacation to North Carolina, Chris was distant. During the vacation, Cindy said Shanann said Chris was not returning her phone calls. Shanann told Cindy she asked Chris if he still loved her, and he didn't answer. Shanann also said Chris doesn't touch her anymore. Generally, Shanann described Chris as a non-confrontational and having his quote-unquote head in the sand, especially when it came to the kids. Shanann told Cindy that Chris Watts told her it would be nice if he could hang a picture on the wall at home without her permission. Also, Cindy said Shanann confided in her that they were no longer compatible in their marriage. Cindy said Shanann also told her she was planning a getaway weekend for August 18 to 19, as well as potential counseling with Chris. Cindy said Shanann was concerned about losing her husband. While at dinner, Shanann found out Chris Watts had spent approximately $60 at dinner when he was supposed to go to a Rockies game. Cindy said they were trying to figure out what he bought for that amount, because the website for the restaurant showed a burger and beer should have cost $15. Regarding Shanann potentially being a missing person, Cindy said Shanann was a helicopter mom and would have never left without medication, not missed a doctor's appointment, and would have had the kids show up at school. Cindy said she has not met Chris in person. Over the course of the weekend they were together, Cindy said she observed Shanann was looking tired and wasn't eating. Cindy said she had to remind Shanann to eat. Cindy also told me she was aware Shanann canceled a gender reveal party due to conflict with Chris. Nothing further. Okay, next is CBI interview of Jeremy and Jennifer. So Jeremy was the friend that had visited with David that we just read about recently. There's no actual date here, but so I'll see if there's one down below. Oh, the report date is 8/20, but not actually, doesn't say that's the date it occurred. But this was from Matthew Saylor, was the CBI agent, and again, this is Jeremy and Jennifer. This is a married couple. Interview of Jeremy and Jennifer at their residence. Action taken. On August 14th, at approximately 17:34 hours, Colorado Bureau of Investigation agent Matthew Saylor responded to address to interview Jeremy and Jennifer. The interview was conducted in the dining room area of their residence and was audio recorded. Copy of the recording is attached to this report. During the same time, CBI agent Kevin Kobach interviewed their daughter, McKenna, in another room. The following is a synopsis of the interview. For additional details, refer to the audio recording. I'm going to actually look this one up. I have never heard this recording, so I'll see if I can find it. But if you have a link, please feel free to comment, and we can share that with everyone if it is available. Jeremy said that he worked with both Chris Watts and Shanann Watts at Longmont Ford. He said that they moved to Colorado from North Carolina for Chris to work there, and Shanann later also got a job there. Neither Chris nor Shanann have worked at Longmont Ford for a couple of years. Chris and Shanann came to Colorado from North Carolina approximately 6 or 7 years ago. Jeremy and Jennifer describe their relationship with the Watts as best friends that you only see a few times a year, but it's as if you see each other all the time. Jeremy said that they see the Watts for birthday parties, both families, barbecues, and holidays. Chris and the girls, Bella and Celeste, were at Jeremy and Jennifer's residence on Sunday, the 12th, for their son Caden's birthday party. Chris was described as acting normal at the birthday party, that he is a quiet person and doesn't show emotion much. Jeremy and Jennifer said that he was watching after the girls. They said that there were 5 or 6 adults and 5 or 6 kids at the party. Prior to the birthday party on Sunday, Jeremy last spoke with Chris on Friday the 10th. Chris texted Jeremy asking if McKenna could babysit on Saturday so that he could go to the Rockies baseball game because he had won tickets at work. On Saturday, Jeremy texted Chris telling him that he had Broncos tickets and asked Chris if he wanted to go to that game instead. Chris declined, saying his work would be angry if he didn't use the Rockies tickets. Jeremy didn't know who Chris went to the Rockies game with. McKenna babysat for Chris on Saturday while Chris was at the Rockies game. Jennifer said she dropped her off at 16:25 hours and left the house to pick her up around 2200 hours, as Chris said he'd be home around then. Jennifer arrived about 10 minutes later, and Chris was not home yet. She waited in the car with her sleeping son, and around 22:30 hours, Chris arrived home. She said Chris pulled into the garage, and she doesn't believe he knew she was in the car. Jennifer said Chris was driving the white Lexus SUV. Jennifer said that when McKenna left, she came out the front door and the dog followed her out. Jennifer said that the Watts girls have a very regimented schedule and that their bedtime is 1900 hours. McKenna told her that Chris had ordered pizza for the girls, and after they ate and played for a bit, it was time for the girls to get ready for bed. McKenna said that Celeste went to sleep, but Bella came downstairs and said she couldn't sleep. McKenna had Bella sit with her for a bit and then took her upstairs, and Bella went to bed. McKenna said that the girls were very easy to watch. Jeremy and Jennifer did not know why Bella was unable to sleep, nor if that's normal for her. Jennifer said that the dog that ran out when McKenna left is a dachshund named Dieter. The Watts have no other pets. Jeremy and Jennifer said they spoke with Chris at the birthday party on Sunday and that he seemed normal. Chris was telling them that he and Shanann knew the gender of their baby and that the gender reveal party was scheduled for this week. They asked Chris if he needed a crib, and he said he did not. Towards the end of the party, Celeste fell on a swing set in the backyard, and Chris comforted her, and Celeste said she wanted her blanket. Jeremy and Jennifer said that Chris has always been good with the girls. They describe him as the quote-unquote mellow guy. Jennifer said that Shanann told them they weren't planning on having another child, but Chris wanted to, and she agreed to it because of how much of a quote-unquote hands-on dad he is, and that he would always be there to help her. Shanann told her this on Father's Day and seemed excited about it. Jennifer said in her previous pregnancies Shanann has been ill, but this time she was feeling good. When asked about Shanann's medical conditions, Jennifer said that Shanann has lupus, fibromyalgia, migraines, and body pains. Before Bella was born, she was told by a doctor that she probably wouldn't be able to have children. Jeremy said that Shanann was always kind of strange to him, with all of her health problems. He said that she pronounced her name Shanann, but her mom pronounced it Shannon. Jeremy said that he felt Shanann was kind of rebellious. Jeremy said that Shanann is very meticulous with everything, and everything in her house is organized and labeled. Jeremy said that she was very particular and kind of controlling over Chris. He described a time when he was taking Chris to the airport, and Chris couldn't leave until he finished cleaning the basement. Jeremy and Jennifer both said that Shanann had found the right person for her, and that she was a type A personality and Chris was type B. Jeremy said that when Chris and Shanann worked at the Ford dealership, the dealership would hand both of their paychecks to Shanann because she handled the finances. Jennifer said that Bella and Celeste have a regimented schedule and a consistent routine that they follow at bedtime. Jeremy and Jennifer said that Shanann is very consistent and has been doing very well with her Thrive business because she is consistent and follows through. Jeremy said that prior to Shanann starting with Thrive, she and Chris struggled some, financially. Jeremy and Jennifer said that Shanann was doing well with Thrive, and that the company paid their car payment, and Shanann won several trips. They said she was somewhat frugal and cut coupons at one point, had a part-time job at Children's Place so she could get a discount. Jennifer said that Shanann and Chris were planning on going to Aspen this weekend, and asked McKenna to watch the girls from 1630 hours to 1900 hours on Friday because the person watching the girls over the weekend wasn't available until 1900 hours. Jeremy and Jennifer said that Shanann was previously in North Carolina for about 5 weeks without Chris, just prior to her trip to Arizona. Jennifer said she believed Chris went to North Carolina for the last week of Shanann's visit there. Jeremy said that previously Shanann's mother lived with them for an extended period of time, and a female from Hawaii also lived with them for an extended period of time last summer when Shanann had neck surgery and couldn't lift the girls. Jeremy said that Shanann is a person of habit and follows the same schedule every day, so it was strange to him when the girls didn't show up for the first day of school on Monday, August 13th. Jennifer said that Shanann is an avid Facebook poster, to the point that some people feel it is overkill. Jennifer said that Shanann will make numerous posts per day, including promoting her Thrive business. Jennifer said that Shanann likes to share everything, and it was very unusual when she hadn't posted anything on Facebook. Jeremy and Jennifer said it would be very out of character for Shanann to disappear, especially without her phone, purse, and car seats. Jennifer said that Shanann always has her phone with her, and is the kind of person that if you text her, she will text you right back. Jeremy said that he saw that Shanann's mom in North Carolina posted on Facebook that Shanann was missing, and he read it several times because he couldn't believe it. Jeremy said that he called Dave, a friend who lives in Chris and Shanann's neighborhood, to go over and check on Chris. David called Jeremy back and said that Shanann was indeed missing, and Jeremy immediately went over to Chris's house. Jeremy said this was around 20-30 hours, and that it would be very unusual for the girls to not be in bed at this time. Jeremy said he asked Chris if the girls' medication were gone, and Chris told him that Shanann could have taken spare medications from the basement. Jennifer said that Celeste is highly allergic to some things. Jeremy said he offered to stay all night with Chris. Jeremy said Chris's demeanor was just a blank stare, in quotes. Jeremy said that Chris told him that he just wanted to finish cleaning and go to bed. Jeremy said he didn't know if this was normal because everyone reacts different, and maybe he was cleaning because he was stressed or nervous. Jeremy said Chris does clean a lot and do a lot around the house. I asked Jeremy if Chris seemed concerned, and he said yes, but more shocked, like he didn't know what to do. Jeremy said he asked Chris a ton of questions, trying to figure things out. It's because he was shocked and he didn't know what to do, because he did not expect this. Jeremy said Chris never said anything about he and Shanann having a fight or anything like that. Jeremy said that Chris was on the phone with his mom and said that his mom told him that everyone was making it look like he did something on Facebook. Chris never gave Jeremy his theory of what happened to Shanann and the girls. Jeremy said he asked Chris if they should go look in the park or go drive around looking for Shanann and the girls, and Chris told him no. The police told him to stay home because he wouldn't know where to look or what to look for. Jeremy and Jennifer said it was strange to see the girls on the news and believed they were the last people to see them as they left from their house after the party on Sunday. Jennifer said that neither Chris nor Shanann have family in Colorado, and they didn't know where Shanann would go if she just left to get away for a while. Jeremy said that if Shanann is cheating on Chris or if he is cheating on her, they aren't telling anyone and nobody knows about it. Jeremy said that they don't strike you as the type of people who would cheat on their spouse, and Jennifer described them as quote-unquote cookie cutter. They both said that Chris and Shanann had the quote-unquote perfect life. Jeremy said that David used to own a body shop in Longmont and fixed a lot of Longmont Ford's used cars. He said that David lives in Chris's neighborhood, but he doesn't know the address. Jeremy provided a phone number for David. Jeremy said that he and David were at Chris's house for 15 to 20 minutes and no one else was there at the time. Jeremy said that Chris told him all he can do is wait and hope the police find Shanann and the girls. Jeremy said that nothing in the house looked out of place and that the residence is always neat and clean. When asked about other friends of Chris and Shanann, Jeremy and Jennifer said they didn't know of any. Jeremy said they used to know a couple that Chris and Shanann were friends with, but that couple hasn't been around in years. Jeremy said that he believes Chris works a lot, and Jennifer said she believes Chris and Shanann hang out with people that they know through Thrive. Jeremy said that Shanann works quote-unquote 24 hours a day on Thrive, and they only see the Watts 4 to 5 times a year. Jeremy said Shanann posts so much on Facebook that you feel like you are around her. Jeremy said that Chris was on social media only occasionally, sometimes posting something on Facebook about Thrive. Jeremy said that Chris has lost a lot of weight, and Shanann frequently posted about him being in shape, including pictures such as Chris doing push-ups with one of the girls on his back. Jeremy said that both Chris and Shanann have lost weight over the last couple of years, and they both contribute to Thrive. Jennifer said that they don't really know any of Chris and Shanann's other friends. Jennifer said that they saw someone on the news who described herself as Shanann's best friend, but they didn't know her. Jeremy said that he didn't know if David had stopped by Chris's house or talked to him in years. Jeremy said he learned that Shanann and the girls were missing when he saw her mom's post on Facebook saying she was missing. Jeremy said he didn't understand why Chris didn't text him asking if he'd seen Shanann or the girls. Jeremy said that Shanann didn't come to the birthday party because she was in Arizona for a Thrive convention, which she told them about when she was over on Father's Day. Jennifer said it was normal for Shanann to be out of town for her Thrive business and that Chris takes care of the girls when she is gone. Jennifer said it was normal for Shanann to be out of town for her Thrive business and that Chris takes care of the girls when she is gone and takes them to birthday parties and other events. Jennifer said that when they arrived at the birthday party, Celeste and Bella had their hair in ponytails, which Chris must have done. Jennifer said that it seems like Chris does a good job of taking on the mom role, in quotes, when Shanann was gone. When asked what they thought happened, Jeremy said he didn't know and you can't put anything past anyone. Jennifer said that she also didn't know and thought that if Shanann is stressed and pregnant, she might walk away. Jeremy said that he worries that Shanann doesn't have any of the issues that she claims she has. When asked to explain this, he said that when a commercial would come on television for a disease, Shanann would claim to have that condition. He said that Shanann told them that she would never be able to have kids, and now she is on her third one. He said he didn't think Shanann had all of the conditions she claimed to have. He said he wouldn't put it past her just to leave. Jeremy said that he didn't think Chris would ever quote-unquote harm a fly and wondered if Shanann's OCD and honey-do lists have gotten to Chris. Jeremy said he doubted it and that Chris's personality didn't convey something like that. Jeremy said that there is no way Chris would ever touch the girls. Jeremy said that Chris told him that Chris and Shanann did not know the gender of the baby, that another friend had it in an envelope and was going to do a gender reveal party. Jeremy said that the conversations at the birthday party were normal and that there were plans made for the future, such as a trip to Aspen. Jeremy said that both Chris and Shanann were excited about having another baby and that Shanann loves having kids and posts everything about them. He said that if they were having marital problems, they hid it well. Jeremy said that he thinks Shanann might walk away and disappear to get attention. Jeremy and Jennifer said they didn't have any further information. End of report. Attachments, audio recording of interview of Jeremy and Jennifer. Okay, so that's where we're going to end part 22 with those couple of interviews. We're going to get into some more. We have a number of more interviews coming, so that'll be good. And going to try to keep these coming consistently and try to get through as much as possible with you, but I appreciate your patience. I don't mind how long it takes, and then it'll be all out there for folks in the future as well to refer back to. So thank you as always, and we do this in loving memory of Shanann and Bella and Celeste and Nico. May you rest in peace. And may God bless the whole Rusek family. This is The Diplomat. Hope you have a great day.